Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to have a look at the Wood Royal Commission and the lies and deceit from certain individuals.
First of all, it's a really important issue. Pedophilia is probably the worst crime of all. The former member of parliament, who when he was in the parliament raised that in Senate estimates, I called that former senator and he said, "Oh, at last someone has finally called me." And so we got together in my office in Canberra. He met me and he met Hugh, and then we agreed that Hugh and the former senator would get together in Canberra because he doesn't live too far from Canberra, and he would bring, the former senator would bring a pile of material, and Hugh went right through that material on the day with him together. Now, I'll let Hugh speak for what he found, but the guts of it is that nothing that Hugh found in that former senator's material was admissible to court and would stand up in court. The list of 28 names exists, but it's an unsigned list. It's not suitable for evidence. And so what we ended up agreeing with the former senator was, and he agreed with that conclusion, by the way.
We should include in the terms of reference the institution of the law. And I have documents here which the Royal Commission has seen to justify that case, and in fact every Attorney General, from Attorney General Ruddock till now, has seen some of these documents, and they are police documents, and they are very disturbing. So, having produced a set of documents to the Royal Commission under an order to produce, which includes, disturbingly, documents that name in one document 28 people as alleged pedophiles, signed off by Gary Crook QC, counsel assisting an earlier Royal Commission, includes a whole lot of prominent people, and I think to protect the discretion of the Royal Commission, I won't comment on what the Commission thought, except that they thought it was outside the terms of reference of the Royal Commission. We have in Australia, sadly, a compromise at the highest of levels. There's a former Prime Minister on this list, and it is a police document.
The former senator just said, we know that there is corruption and pedophilia in senior levels of politicians, judiciary, police, bureaucrats, and they need to be rounded up. And so that's what we're working towards. You would have heard of the, what's it called? The national, what's the new corruption body, anti-corruption body called in federal parliament?
The Anti-Corruption Commission.
National Anti-Corruption Commission, thank you, NACC. That was proposed to just deal with politicians. We said we wanted to deal with senior bureaucrats, judges, and police. And we've got to the point now where other members of parliament agree with us, and the federal Attorney General, who introduced the National Anti-Corruption Commission legislation, which is passed, he has agreed that he will formulate or work towards formulating one for the judiciary as well. So making progress, but yeah, it's a terrible thing, but there's nothing we can use at the moment from what that former senator gave us.
No,
Did you want to add anything?
Yes, we don't hold any document. There were no documents actually accepted by the government that can be the subject of a Freedom of Information request. What happened was that the former senator at a government inquiry wanted to present some documents that were potentially damaging, or certainly identifying some allegations against some people. The person who was running the inquiry took one look at it, said, oh, hang on, this is outside the area of the scope of our inquiry, so we're not accepting this, and handed it straight back. So it never actually was a document that was accepted or held by the government, still isn't. I've seen a copy of that document. I've gone through it and I've read through it, and I thought, well, unfortunately, this is worthless. It contained allegations against a number of persons named, but there was no supportive evidence. There was no author of the actual document, so couldn't show who it came from to test it or check how it was developed or who wrote it or in what circumstances. There was nothing like that on the document itself.
And I have documents here which the Royal Commission has seen to justify that case. They are police documents, and they are very disturbing, which includes, disturbingly, documents that name in one document 28 people as alleged pedophiles, signed off by Gary Crook QC, counsel assisting an earlier Royal Commission. Includes a whole lot of prominent people. We have in Australia, sadly, a compromise at the highest of levels. There's a former Prime Minister on this list, and it is a police document.
In other words, it was a document that contained some allegations that were totally useless, certainly useless. You couldn't refer to them. You couldn't use it as evidence in court, just never would get admitted. And in actual fact, I don't know why it's been blown out of proportion. You're correct, though, there was never a suppression order because there was never a document to actually be considered by a judge to make a suppression order.
Let's see what their AI says about the Wood Royal Commission. Suppression orders. Shall we, Pinocchio and Brainless? As of February 2025, there is no publicly available information indicating that the suppression orders from the Wood Royal Commission have been lifted. The restricted documents and names remain confidential under the existing suppression orders. So we, as taxpayers, have paid $64 million to have this covered up. What justice did we get out of our $64 million? So what does that make you both? Cheers, guys. All the best.
Please explain.
That's me being nice, by the way.